I'm currently reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E.Schwab. It comes out in 2 weeks, and I got an e-arc from the publisher. Thank you so much to the publisher for sending this to me. Lesbian vampires is really what I'm excited for. So here's what's going on. I am about 15% into the book, and we've got 2 timelines that we're following. One seems to be like a contemporary timeline, and the other one is set in the 1500s. The one in the 1500s is following a woman named María. I believe she's Scottish, Irish. She has red hair. And she's from a poor village, but she is beautiful, and she is married off to this count, which she's not exactly opposed to because she realizes that life is rough, and at least she'll have a roof over her head and food and like somewhere safe to be. However, he's an older guy. He's aggressive. He insists that she is going to give him a son, and she does not want to be a mother. So, you know, she's doing her best to avert becoming a mother, taking herbs and, you know, just like cleaning up properly and trying to make sure that she doesn't do that. Also, she has feelings for her maid. She is getting microaggressions from everyone around her because of her heritage. It's taking place in Spain. So, you know, just like her timeline is very interesting, and she seems to just, I don't know what plan she could possibly have, because she's kind of like a bird in a cage. She can't go anywhere. She can't do anything. She just wants to be happy. But she also doesn't want to risk losing what she has because she knows that life is tough outside the walls. So I don't know but what's going to happen with her, but it's very sad. And it is interesting. Our contemporary timeline is following a girl named Alice. She's in college. I'm not really feeling her so much. It's kind of giving like, I'm not like other girls vibes, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, she's also dealing with some sad feelings, depression. She had a fling one night with this other girl at a party. The girl left the next night, like before she even woke up. She's not feeling well right now. Now, she did say that, I don't know if it's hickeys or if it's vampire bites. I don't know what it is, but something is up, because it wasn't really explained as like bites, but she has marks on her body. So I don't know if like she's already been bitten by a vampire. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, but it's interesting. And, you know, sad lesbian energy is where we're at so far. So stay tuned if that's your jam. Update while I make soup. I'm feeling ramen today, and we're getting ready to go to our friend's house. Cutting up some peppers. We're gonna play The Last Dab, which is like a truth or dare game, but it's based off of that one YouTube channel where they try different levels of hot sauces. So I don't think I'm gonna make it to the last one, to be so honest with you. Anyway, I am currently like 50% done with Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. The lesbians are messy. The lesbians are so messy. Hold on, let me put this bok choy in real quick. I also have an egg that is currently cooling down. I hard-boiled an egg. I wanted to make some, like, trying to make some perfectly poached Japanese eggs, and I'm sucking at it. But anyway, messy lesbians. This book is very self-aware. It's very meta in the fact that, like, both of our characters, our main characters in the 2 separate timelines, separated by like 500 years, are very much aware of vampire lore in some way. Like, the later one more than the former one. And it's really funny because they're like, but this doesn't make sense. So in this world, going out into the sun doesn't like destroy a vampire, it just makes them kind of sick. Like they get a stomach ache and they feel kind of nauseous. So they find themselves in these different situations where they're having to be out in public to prevent getting attention from themselves for being like a night walker. So that's interesting in and of itself. And like, what I really like the character set in the past, Maria. I love her so much because she's so much more interesting. She was wronged. Now this is an adult horror, so trigger warnings, like there is marital grape in here and SA, so be conscious of that going into it. But she's like, I'm out for revenge. So this is like a lesbian revenge story because every time she wanted to get some peace and was like, I got the perfect setup, I got a husband, it's like women are not respected here, so as long as I got a roof over my head, a husband, and some food on the table, let me see who I can get with. And that didn't last very long at all. So, you know, sad lesbian energy. But then also, okay, listen, not one of the lesbians turning into a vampire by getting eaten out. That vampire had the nerve to go back to her little notebook and write in, tastes like depression, like sadness, like whatever, like, excuse me? chaos energy, and I kind of love it. I'm not really like super attached to any of the characters. I just find them interesting. I am happy that we are getting more of the time in the past than in the present, but the events in the past are affecting the ones in the present, so that's really interesting. And again, nothing that I've really said is like, I think, too spoilery because it's all like happened within the first like less than a quarter of the book. So where I'm at now, the events of the past are starting to affect the events of the present. So what's happened with Maria might be affecting things that are happening with Alice. I'm not sure, I think. Or at least it's the way that the chapters are structured. Like as the information is being revealed, Alice is learning those things. So it doesn't feel too spoilery or like it's easily predictable because, again, it's very self-aware. Like tropes that you would usually associate with goth vampire movies are kind of being made fun of in some way, and that's interesting. That's fun. So we will see where that goes, but I'm having a good time. Also gay. There's gay vampires. And you know what? They just want to live their best life. And these lesbians need to let the gays gay so that the lesbians can lesbian. Because that's really what they want. He's like, don't you want to be a lesbian? And she's like, yeah, but revenge. Honey, choose peace. Choose peace. That's where I'm at. Can y'all ladies just choose peace? Okay, so I'm at a festival today, which is why I'm outside, having a lot of fun. I am about to finish Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and I didn't think that this was going to trigger me as much as it is. I'm triggered. Because ultimately, this is a story about domestic abuse. In a couple different ways. I keep having to put it down. It's making me feel feelings. I'm like a roller coaster of emotions. And I'm like, I really do like who, not the main character in the beginning, but the main character in the end. I can totally identify with her, and I love her, and I want what's best for her. But this is hard. This is a hard one, so YOLO. Feelings. Hey, so I finished Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and I totally get why V.E.Schwab is such a popular author. Their authorial voice is very strong. Like, I was vibing with their style of writing, I gotta say. Like, I had a great time. And even though it was like a roller coaster, because there were some characters that I cared more about their story or like figuring out what happened to them than others. And I feel like the way that it played with the horror genre and like tropes that we're familiar with in the horror genre was fun and interesting. You know, it kept me enticed. But also, I think my one criticism of this book is that it's a little bit long. Like, I feel like it could have just been a little bit edited down, and there were also some like flashbacks, which I feel like, depending on your values or like things that you like about family dynamics, in like story, you're probably either gonna really vibe with it or not. I just feel like there was already so many other things going on. I didn't necessarily need that bit, but regardless of what I think about that, I totally could see this becoming like a Goodreads Choice Award winner for the year. Honestly, it's good. I could see the makings of like a horror classic. And this really is about some triggering things. So like, please look into trigger warnings. I will leave some things in the description for you to check out. And I will leave my Goodreads review linked below because it's adult, and I didn't realize how much this is also a psychological horror in many ways, not just like a traditional vampire horror. It's very psychological. So that part was like crazy interesting and also very well done in my opinion. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I had a good time. I'm so thankful that the publisher sent this to me. If you plan on reading this, let me know in the comments. And if you have read it by the time you've come to see this video in the future, and you get what the vibe of this is, let me know what other books you might recommend around that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you would like to get more content like this from me, consider becoming a channel member to get access to all of my book clubs and exclusive content. I post videos whenever creativity strikes. I will catch you later. Bye!
Mr. Wonka worked the factory.